In today's tutorial, let's do some fingerless gloves together. This is a really easy pattern and I think you'll love it at the same time. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on these fingerless gloves and this is using Bargello yarn, Bernat Bargello to be specific. You need 2 balls, 1 ball for each of the gloves, and it's really quite an easy pattern. It's just a 1-page pattern. You'll need a size N 10mm crochet hook today in order to play. So let's begin, and we're going to start off with the cuff first. So in today's pattern we're going to start on the cuff first, just like you see here. It's not very hard. You'll need a tape measure in order to play with this because you need to measure the distance, and then we're going to work along the rounds here, and that's working up to the tips of here. So it is fingerless, so it doesn't cover over top of our fingers, and you'll find that this pattern goes really quite nicely. Bargello has a really great colorway story to it, so you'll see that it will change color and it will have a really good look at the same time. So let's begin doing cuffs. So you're going to notice that the yarn looks like it's loom knit just like this, and it has a really great stretch to it, and it really is quite amazing, and the colorway is great too. So we're going to start off with the slip knot, and once you pull it tight it becomes like a one solid kind of strand as you see here. So it's a 10mm size N crochet hook today. So it says to chain 11. Remember that the one that you start with never counts as 1, so you're just going to do 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So you see that the distance of this in comparison to your wrist, it will shrink, so don't worry about that being too long. So let's move along to row number 1. So row number 1 we're gonna get started, and I want you to go second chain from the hook. So here's 1 and 2. Go to the second, turn it over and get the back loop only of the chain and insert your hook in, and I want you to single crochet yourself all the way down this chain. So once you get that one turned over, the rest of them will stay turned over. See the back loop right here? That's all you're just gonna do all the way down, and you're gonna notice that your chain will shrink a little bit because now you're applying pressure to compress it, which is what exactly that you want. So just one single crochet in each chain all the way down. So as you get all the way down, you're gonna go to the final one right here, and that's it. So you have a total of 10 single crochets that go all the way across. You can physically count that if you want to, just starting right back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we're good. So we're gonna turn our work, but before you turn, the next row is a slip stitch row. So rows 2 and 3 are opposite to each other. So 1, which is the next one, is the slip stitch row, and the other one is a single crochet row. So to begin the slip stitch row, before you carry on, is that before you turn it, it's easier to get into the stitch because you have to actually go in. So for example right here we're just gonna turn, and then you're just gonna insert. So you never chained up one first, just insert the hook and then yarn over, pull through and through. Make sure that your tension is not crazy tight, and then just continuing to go in and pull through and through. So if you're new to crochet, the slip stitches can be really tight, so just make sure your tension's nice and loose, and because you're using a thicker yarn and a bigger hook, you should be nice and loose anyway. So continue to do that. So this is a slip stitch row, and go all the way to the end. I'm almost there. It gets faster and faster as you get more used to the pattern, and go right to the end. So that was row number 2. So you're gonna come and repeat that every other row once you're done. So as you begin then the next row, row number 3, is a single crochet row, and so you have to chain 1 first, and before you turn it all the way, just go right into the stitch, the first one. That's the way I do it. So it's a slip stitch that you're going into, and then pull through and do single crochet as normal. So just continuing to work in, and so this slip stitching row is gonna give it a little bit of a technique. Just like you see, it looks like it's knitted here, and that's exactly what you're looking for. So what I want you to do is that I want you to complete rows 2 and 3 over and over and over again until you get to the whole cuff size of 7.5 inches long. So it'll be 7.5 inches from this point all the way up. So it'll take you a little bit of time, and then you can join me back here, and then we're gonna start on the rest of the area. I think in this particular pattern, based on other patterns I've done like this, more work is in the cuff than it really is in the rest of the project. So just spend your time here and get a nice cuff going, and then I'll see you back here when it's 7.5 inches. So as you get to the end, again make sure that your tension is good. And I was tight right on this end one here, and just coming in. Okay, so that was a single crochet row. So then to start the next row again, just coming into the side okay, which is the front one if you want to turn it around, and slip stitch. And again, just watch your tension on that. So slip every other one and single crochet every other one, and then you should be really good. And what I mean by that is every other row. Okay, so I'll see you here when it's 7.5 inches tall. Okay, so now I have my 7.5 inches done from here to here, and I finished on the single crochet row. So this is where it should be at this point. Okay, so what I want to do is that I want to fold this in half, and I want to create it. So I create the actual round cuff. So what you want to do is just fold it like this. Okay, and what we need to do is that we need to insert into the stitch as you normally would for the slip stitch, but then go right into the other side just like this. This is the straggler. I would recommend leaving it down on top, and you're just gonna do this as a slip stitch across just like that. So just through and through. So going into the next one, and then go directly across into the next one over here just like this, and I'm leaving the straggler down on top so it gets stuck into position. This is thicker yarn, so it's kind of harder to hide in, so if you can use any kind of techniques to hide it in, it's even better. So just going into the next one and continue to match all the way across. So I'll see you at the end of this right over here. So I'm coming up to the other side here, and I'm just slip stitching across, and here's the last one. And so if you had the same amount of stitches which you do, then you will have the same amount of numbers on both sides, so you will not have anything left over just like that. So here is your now round piece, and what we're going to do then is that we are going to then start, and do not fasten off, but we're now gonna start doing the wrist area right here. So before I continue along, I have not fastened off. I want to take the straggler now, and I just put a darning needle into it, and all I want to do is just drag it through the stitches now and just hide it into position. So I'm looking at the color of this. I want to stay in the color that I'm going in. So just going in and just pull through like that, and then to fasten it in, because this is actually a knot here, I'm gonna go in the other direction but through a different path in the same area, and I'm gonna go back like this. So now what I can do is that once I get over there just like that, I can just trim my work right down to the project, and then that will never fall out. Okay, so that's completely done at this point. So here's the wrist area here, and now we're gonna start working our way up and doing this section right here. So now there's gonna be 14 rounds from this point right into the end of the glove. So what we want to do is that we want to start off, so we were going like this, and now we're gonna just start circling around the top area here. So in the first area, what we need to do is chain 1, and we need to equally space 18 single crochets around the center of this. So because we were using single crochet here, when it's up on this side here, almost every end of every row is almost a stitch when you look at it. So that I have to count, so that was 1, and what I want to do is get 18. So just going nicely into the outside. This is 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So just I want you to get 18 all the way around, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way around. This is number 18, and all I want to do now is just join it to the beginning single crochet that you had started with. So now you have 18 stitches going all the way around just like that. Okay, so let's move on to round number 2. So round number 2 is just a very simple round. You're gonna chain 1, and in the same one that you did the join, you want to single crochet. So you want to single crochet in every stitch going all the way around. This is gonna help establish that and get it stable for the next round. So just 1 single crochet into each going all the way around. So when you come all the way around, do not confuse this last one that's reaching over as a stitch. It's just part of the last stitch here, and a lot of people do that and then end up getting an extra stitch. So there should still be 18 on your hook. Make sure you pull everything nice and tight, especially at the slip stitching area, because then it will not be so obvious that it's there. So that was round number 2. Let's move along to round number 3. So round number 3 is an expansion round, because your wrists start off small and then they get bigger, right? So we have to get bigger at this point. So round number 3 is about getting a little bit bigger, and let's do that. So we're gonna chain up 1, and in the very first stitch you're gonna put in 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. So now what we're gonna do is 1 single crochet in each of the next 8. So let's count those out together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. just like that. Now the next one is gonna get 2 into the next one. So put 2 single crochets into that one again. Okay, so just like that. And then we're gonna do the next 8. So we're gonna go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you know what? You're on the last stitch. There's no more to do. So I counted that out purposely. I could have said just meet me at the end, but I want to prove that to you that we're in the right stitch counts. So we're just going to join to the beginning single crochet that you had started with. So that was round number 3. So rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7, 4 rounds are going to be all the same. It's just one chain 1 and 1 single crochet into each stitch going all the way around. So please do that all the way for rounds number 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's 1 single crochet into each. There's no expansion. And I'll see you at the end of round number 7 and we'll start round number 8 together. So at this point in the tutorial we have here the cuff that was joined, and then you're seeing it's belling out. And now we're gonna do round number 8, which is gonna create the thumb. So and remember that these gloves are not right or left-handed. It's just a matter, the thumb is in the same spot for both gloves, so you just have to wear it on the right hand. Right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's left or right. That's what all I'm saying. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna chain up 1, and it says single crochet into the first one. That's good. And now it says to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now it says to skip 4. So let's skip 4 down on the project itself. So miss the next 4. So where are we? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and go to the 5th and says single crochet the rest around. So now you just created the spot for where the thumb is gonna pop out. Okay, so just single crochet the rest of this round, and then meet me back here and we'll do round number 9 together. So I came back around and then I just slip stitched to the beginning single crochet. So that was round number 8. So let's begin round number 9. So it says 1 single crochet, or chain 1, 1 single crochet in the first single crochet, and then it says to do 1 single crochet in the next 4. So in the right into the chain. So there's gonna be 4 in here. So let's just do that. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is making that more stronger. And then we're gonna come into the very first one here, just like there, and we're gonna single crochet the remaining all the way around. So now we just made that thumb area a lot more stronger right there. So let's continue. Just meet me back at the end of this round. Make sure you slip stitch to the beginning first single crochet. So I'm back at the beginning again. I've already slip stitched, and now the next 4 rounds in round number 10, 11, 12, and 13 are all the same. Just chain up 1 and 1 single crochet into each going all the way around, just like that. Okay, so see me back here in just a few minutes. I'm gonna get all those rounds done. So 4 rounds of 1 single crochet each, and I'll see you back here, and then we'll finish this off with round number 14 as the final. Now I just finished doing rounds 10 all the way through 13, which is 4 rounds, and now we're gonna do round number 14 together, and round number 14 has a scalloped edge that appears in the top of the fingers here. So what we're gonna do now is that we are going to slip stitch into the first single crochet. So just slip in right into the first one and pull through and through like this, and we're gonna start the scalloping procedures here. This is a little tight here. So here we go. So we're gonna skip the next single crochet, and so skip this one, and in the next one we're gonna put 5 double crochets into that same one. So we're gonna do 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And watch, this is the repeat pattern. You're gonna skip the next one and slip stitch into the next one over. So the second one over, skip the next one, and then 5 double crochets into the one after that. And you're gonna continue to do this all the way around. Okay, so just continue that same pattern, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm coming up all the way around, and I'm just following that pattern just to keep it consistent all the way around. And if your pattern stitch counts are right, which I have been counting, so that you're gonna skip the next one, and that is it. Okay, so what you're gonna do at the very end is that in the end it says slip stitch into the same as the first slip stitch here. And that's it. So this is now classified as done. So what I wanna do is leave an extra long tail here, and I wanna trim that, and I wanna grab my darning needle. So let's just pull this through to lock it. just like this. And what I want to do is just grab my darning needle. You can really compress this into your hands as fluffy as that it is here, and get it through a really small needle. I just proved that. And all I just want to do is if I glide into the stitches, so I'm just gonna turn it around and go into the back side so that where my hands are, and I'm just going into some of the threads onto the back side. I don't want to see this needle coming through on the front, and I want to glide through 3 times. So that was 1, going into a different path but on the same side of 2, and then back in again, going in the 3rd time is a charm on the back side, pull through. So now it's permanently secured in there now that it's in back. So now you can just go trim it right to the project, and let's try this on. So this here is the new gloves, just like so. So you got a little bit of fun stuff there. You got a thumb hole here so you can use your texting, you can use your phone. You got a little bit of scallop edging just for the fun of it. You got a beautiful cup that goes up nice, that can slide up underneath your coat, and this is a really cool idea. So the left, if you want to do left, all you just have to do is just turn it around and wear it on the left. So it's a project that is versatile for both right and left-handed. You just have to redo another one if you want to have 2 hands, I guess. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. Have a great day, and these are my new fingerless gloves. We'll see you. Bye bye.